I think it's time for some more quackery, and this time it's an extremely dubious water test unit. So this is something that people who are selling water filters go around houses and they demonstrate how impure the water is by using this device to test it. And I have a sneaky feeling this isn't electrically safe at all. It comes from an eBay seller in China. I'm not sure if I should give you a link to this because I pretty much know what's in it. And it's not good. So it comes with these electrodes that screw on. They seem to be threaded differently. I'm guessing they're different alloys. I'm guessing maybe. Are they? Alright, this one may be aluminium and this one is steel based. Or it has a high ferrous content. Oh. So that's the electrodes on. And apparently you plug this in, you place it in a glass of water and then you turn it on. And well, let's get the glasses of water. I've got a water filter, so I'm going to check that out. I'm going to get a glass of water that's not been filtered and water that's been filtered, but we'll see what happens. Okay, are we ready for the scientific test? On the right I have water that I've run through a water filter. On the left it's just standard tap water. So I'm going to tell you how much current this thing draws as well. So let's turn the switch on top on so I don't have to handle it while it's running. It's drawing about half an amp. And lots of bubbles. I see both discolouring at roughly the same speed. You can guess that this is probably based on this sort of this foot thing. You know, that remember that foot thing that had the electrodes and it basically created the effect of making it look as though you were being detoxified. Yeah, these are, you know, the idea of this is that, and the ones I've seen online on YouTube, is that you place it in the glass of water and one of them gets absolutely manky very quickly and the other one stays relatively clean, which kind of alludes to the fact they're probably using distilled water in the other glass to actually make it stay clean. And the idea is that it shows you, well, you can see how contaminated your water is because all this is in your water and that's why you should buy their water filters. Okay, that's I think that's enough. I think we get the gist of it, and we can now tell that my water filter is apparently completely ineffective, according to their science. So it's currently at 600 and it's just approaching 700 milliamps. And the power, about 178 watts at the moment, and rising. Presumably because it's making the water more conductive by putting yuck into it, and it really is putting yuck into it. That's pretty disgusting. Yeah, it's all going all frothy on top. Right, I'm going to terminate the exercise there and the experiment, and then I'll come back and we'll open this thing and see what's actually in it. Yeah, so it's got the desired effect. It's got all this flotsam on top, this sort of rusty look, and no, I'm not going to drink that. It smells metallic. So let's take a look at the unit itself. I'll get these electrodes off. Noting that the aluminium ones are on the big screw threads. I suppose really they could have just used steel for both of them. I'm not really sure why they used different electrodes. I don't know if the aluminium ones are maybe even an alloy. An aluminum alloy. Ooh, what's this going to hold? What surprises? What electronic delights? Right. A bridge rectifier with the positive connected to the steel electrodes and the negative connected to the aluminium electrodes, and that's about it. The LED is connected in the series with a resistor. The switch is, well, yeah, the switch breaks one of these, right? I'm going to doodle this down. It's not very safe, as you could probably guess. So basically speaking, what we've got here is the mains in, through a switch, then there's a resistor and an LED, and it's this system where they're just driving a red LED directly off the mains via a 150k resistor, which isn't ideal, but it's not used for a long time, this thing apparently. It's got a fuse holder. Oh, actually I should have I'll draw the fuse down here then. There we go. Then it goes through the full bridge rectifier, full wave bridge rectifier, AC in, plus out, minus out, and basically speaking, it's one electrode is going straight into the liquid and the other's going straight into liquid as well. But it's passing DC through them. And the positive electrode is the steel, and the other one is the aluminium, because that's how we spell it and pronounce it here. Yeah, so basically speaking, you don't want to touch any of these electrodes, not even while this thing's not switched on, because it's only breaking one of the leads. But you just don't want to touch the electrodes at all, because as long as this thing's plugged in, there's a potential to get a fatal shock off the output of this. That's nice. What is the fuse rated at? This is where the fuse will have the value punched in absolutely minute letters. 250 volt, 10 amps. Oh, that should do for heavily contaminated water. But yeah, if you go on YouTube and you search for water test, I think electrode water test might do it, and filter and other keywords like that, you'll find people demonstrating these units completely oblivious to the fact that they're basically holding something in their hand that is live, where they, goodness knows if they've actually handled the electrodes or not while it's on. But this is a bit of an oddity, and it just seems to be aimed at this quackery of selling water filters. But intriguing. But if you've got one of these, just be aware that it's you know, when these metal rods are on and when it's plugged in, even if it's not turned on, you could get a significant shock off these metal electrodes that are just exposed to touch. Yes, interesting. But yeah, definitely in the realm of deadly quackery devices.